The 30 coolest shipwrecks in the world. 16. Iromaru. Location, Palau. While the more well-known World War II ship graveyard is Chuck Lagoon, Palau is also home to 60 wrecks of its own, perfect for the sightseeing diver as many are relatively close to the ocean's surface. Iromaru, which was nearly 470 feet long, sank in 1944 during what was known as Operation Desecrate 1, a prep mission the U.S. Navy made before overtaking Papua New Guinea. The ship is wrecked in the upright position at 120 feet below the surface at its deepest. Loads of fish and corals have covered the wreck and made it into a home, but there is also live ammunition strewn about the deck, so divers should use caution if they're heading to the lower parts. 17. Uss Kittywake. Location, Cayman Islands. The USS Kittywake, a former submarine rescue ship, was intentionally sunk as an artificial reef in the British Cayman Islands. It was launched on July 10, 1945, and was decommissioned on September 30, 1994. Throughout its 49-year tenure, the 251-foot ship accompanied subs during sea trials and during missions where the crew would practice underwater rescue missions. While many of its stories are still considered classified information, one of the Kittywake's best-known stories came right after the Challenger space shuttle disaster in 1986. The Department of Defense and U.S. Coast Guard were on a massive search for the spaceship's black box, and it was the Kittywake and her crew that eventually found it at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. 18. James Mcbride. Location, Sleeping Bear Dune, Lake Michigan. The James Mcbride was launched in 1848 on April Fool's Day. 9 years later, she took a journey to the Manitou Islands, carrying a cargo of wood. On a return trip to Chicago, the ship encountered a gale and was driven to the shore near Sleeping Bear Dune and was abandoned to the elements. Her owner, John Stafford, had little concern as the ship drove more profits than his initial investment of $4,000. 19. Mcbride. Location, Iceland. Known as the Milkmaid in English, the Mcbride is the oldest known shipwreck in Iceland, found just off the coast of the tiny island, Flatey. It sunk as part of a smuggler's run gone awry. The wreckage wasn't discovered until 1992. The 108-foot ship was covered beneath 40 feet of water. Since then, archaeologists have gone nuts studying it, even creating a virtual reality diving experience to commemorate its 360th birthday. 20. Vasa. Location, Stockholm, Sweden. The Vasa, a 17th-century Swedish ship, sunk on its maiden voyage out of the Stockholm harbor. In 1628, it sunk right before the eyes of onlookers. It was supposed to be the most technical ship ever built in Sweden, but instead it ended up an engineering disaster. The gun deck was far too heavy and had been built by someone with no experience on ships. Because the water is so cold and poor in oxygen, worms did not eat up the entire wooden ship. When it was rediscovered and raised in 1961, it was about 95% intact. The remains are held at the Vasa Museum in Stockholm.